Hey guys, welcome back to Advanced Bass Fishing, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to check out the episode today. We're going to be talking about a bait that I have mentioned in the past before, but I want to reiterate it in today's video because coming up in the month of May, I think it's the best time to fish it. And we're going to be talking about the Megabass Vatalion. This is a very unique bait. It's sort of a cross between a crankbait and a glide bait, I guess you call it. But guys, this is a deadly bait in the month of May, and I want to give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish it during the month of May that, has worked for me over the past 3 or 4 years, so we'll get into that today. And also, guys, I will put the link to the Vatalion and my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. If you guys would like to pick up one of them, I've got a bunch of different colors. All of them are good. I'll link that in the description if you guys would like to check one out there. Okay, if you've never seen this before, this is like an incredible bait in the water. It goes through the water just like that, and it just looks like a perch. And in fact, I've got some different perch colors over here. Let me pull a couple different off the wall here. But the bait itself, it looks like a dang bluegill as far as the profile of the bait. And pull a couple of the colors off here, and I'll show you. And it looks like the size of bluegill that the fish eat. This is about a 4-inch long bait. I'm gonna guess something like that, which is about perfect size for bluegill. But you got a lot of different type of bluegill patterns that are really cool on it. They got a pumpkin seed one, different types like that. Good perch resemblers here. Okay, now here's what you want to do, how you want to fish this bait. It's a little bit different than anything else. Like I said, it's sort of a hybrid crankbait, glide bait. But I just reel it in. It's like I don't do anything different to it. I just reel it in, and I reel it pretty fast through the water. When you burn this thing through the water, it comes through the water just straight like that. And you don't have to twitch it, you don't have to pull it, you don't have to do anything else. I just throw it out there and just crank it in with sort of a medium fast retrieve, keeping it right under the surface. I don't want this thing to go down. Keep my rod tip high and just keep it right under the surface, trying to draw those fish up on the bait. Now, here's why it works so good, and here's why the conditions that it works the best in. It's really a good post-spawn bait. When those fish are hungry, they come off the beds, they're ready to feed, ready to build up their energies. The Vatalion's a big bait. It's a big bait for them. It's a big meal for them. That's one of the reasons it's so good for quality fish. And it is one of the deadliest lures that you'll ever fish around boat docks. If you've got boat docks, I don't care if they're floating docks or piling docks, you can take this Vatalion, guys, in May and reel this thing next to the sides and fronts of those docks. They will come out of that dock and smoke that thing. Caught a bunch of good fish doing that. The other thing you can do it is you can fish it around just any shallow target. You can fish it down a grass edge. You can fish it on the edge of a stump or a lay down tree in the water like that. If you've got some type of submergent vegetation that's like 2 to 3 feet underneath the water, you can reel this over the top of the vegetation. The best day I've ever had on the Vatalion was actually down at Lake Toho, Florida. And the grass down at Lake Toho, Florida, it was about 3 feet under the surface, and I was reeling this Vatalion over the top of that submerged grass and catching some really good ones at Lake Toho there. You can catch them just on bare banks, but you have to have the right type of day. You've got to have some type of a windy, cloudy day. And if you do have a windy, cloudy day, you can take this thing and fish it just on main lake and secondary points, throw it to the bank and just cover water around that point. Water clarity is another thing. This is a sight bait, even though it does displace some water. It's not that good of a bait in off-colored water. The ideal scenario as far as the water clarity that I have used in this thing is about 2 to 3 feet. Or maybe even 1.5 feet. Well, probably 2 is probably better, but 2 to 3 feet visibility, which a lot of lakes across the country have 2 to 3 foot of visibility. That's when this thing shines. And it will also do better if you have some type of a wind disturbance on the lake. It's not that great on like calm days. You need some type of a 5-10 mile an hour wind to sort of break up the surface. But you get about a 10 mile an hour wind, you get some overcast days or even rainy, water visibility 2 to 4 feet, water temperatures in the 70s, like in May, and guys, they will hammer the Vatalion. Most of the time I'm fishing it like on 20-pound test, Seagar and Vizex fluorocarbon. Since I don't want the bait to get down, I want to keep it high, I use a 20-pound test and some type of a medium heavy, 7.5 foot bait cast rod with it. So, guys, give it a try. It's sort of a unique bait if you've never seen it before. Think it might get some good fish for you. Again, I'll link it in that Tackle Warehouse link, and appreciate you guys checking it out. We'll talk later.